In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the quest line, but first you have to have not progressed up until the Shadow Keep. If you haven't progressed to the Shadow Keep, you can do all of these early game steps. After the Shadow Keep, a lot of the NPCs will change what their position in the story is. So if you're watching before you've progressed to the Shadow Keep, then you can follow along. Now the first step of Hornsent's questline is to find him at the very first Site of Grace you'll find him at, and that is at the 3-Path Cross Site of Grace in the early game. Go ahead and speak to him until he has nothing more to say. Remember to exhaust his dialogue. You should get the cross map from him. This map is not necessary for the quest though. For the next part of this quest, we're going to go ahead into the Bellerat Tower settlement, and from this Site of Grace, I'm going to guide you to getting the Storeroom Key and then using the Storeroom Key. So go ahead and follow me from the Site of Grace. This will bring you to the small private altar Site of Grace. Remember to collect this because we'll be resetting here soon. On this body over here on the wall, you'll pick up the Storeroom Key. Now we can go ahead and reset at the small private altar Site of Grace. Now from this Site of Grace, you're going to go out the door to the northwest, and instead of going up the stairs, you're going to go to the left across this balcony, pathway, bridge I think is the correct word from here. And then we're going to turn left and you'll see there's a door here that we can now open using the Storeroom Key. And inside this room, you'll find Hornsent Grandam, which is like Hornsent's grandmother. I don't know about that, but you can go ahead and speak to her. Be sure to exhaust all your dialogue with her until she says the same thing over and over. And now we have to go ahead and do the last boss of the Bellerat settlement, which is located over here. This will be at the stage front Site of Grace. Go ahead and beat it. After you defeat this boss, an item will drop, and this is going to be the Divine Beast Head. You're now going to fast travel to the small private altar Site of Grace, and we're going to go ahead and equip that helmet. So go ahead and put on the Divine Beast Head helmet, which is freaking massive. And go out the door here and go to the left, and we're going to Hornsent Grandma again. And this time she'll be willing to speak to you, so go ahead and talk to her. You will get the Watchful Spirit. I think this is an incantation. And if you go ahead and you rest at a Site of Grace and return to her again, she shall give you the Scorpion Stew. So do make sure you rest at a Site of Grace and return to her for this. We're now ready to return to Hornsent. You can find Hornsent at the 3-Path Cross Site of Grace, where you first found him at the beginning of the game. You can go ahead and speak with him, and you can give him the Scorpion Stew. When you speak to him again, he will then give you a Furnace Visage, which is something you can get quite often, actually. So it's nothing crazy, but it is a part of the quest, I guess. After you progress through Castle Enzis, you can go to the High Road Cross Site of Grace, and you should see Hornsent is here. If you didn't find him at the previous location and you already made it to this spot, you might instead find him here, where you can give him that soup. He'll also give you a new cross map, which is, irrelevant. It's just to help you progress the game. Go ahead and use all these dialogue options, and then you're going to go ahead and speak to Leda just behind him over here at the cross. You'll get the option to ask her about the Hornsent. It is now time to break the charm by visiting the Shadow Keep. So if you go ahead and you get this close to the Shadow Keep over here, on the map you can see here's the Shadow Keep. If you go ahead and you just get near the doorway, you should see a charm will be broken. So I'm going to show you here as I get closer. You will hear a charm breaking sound, and then you should get a message on your screen in a second that says somewhere a great rune has broken, and so too has a powerful charm. This will force update a lot of the quests in the game that you have encountered with thus far. Once you've broken this charm, you can return to the High Road Cross Site of Grace, and we're going to go ahead and speak with Hornsent. Make sure you exhaust all of his dialogue, and then we're going to go ahead and speak to Leda just behind him over here. Progress her dialogue until you get the option to suggest an NPC. We are going to suggest the Hornsent. Make sure you exhaust her dialogue, and then we'll get ready to proceed to the next step. If we go ahead and rest at a Site of Grace at the High Road Cross yet again, you should speak to Leda, and she will have made her decision and say that it's, her plan to eliminate Hornsent. You have to have gotten that dialogue. If you haven't yet, just progress into the Shadow Keep to the main gate plaza and defeat the first boss, and come back here, and she should say that. as long as you've done everything else correctly thus far. Now we're going to go ahead and make our way to the main gate plaza site of grace in the Shadowkeep, and you're going to follow along with me until we get to a special summoning fight where we can eliminate Hornsent or eliminate Leda. I'm going to show you the correct choice once we get there. Follow me. You'll see up ahead there are two summon signs. This is at this location on the map for your reference. And now you have two options here. The first option, the golden one, is to assist Hornsent in fighting Leda. The second one is to assist Needle Knight Leda in killing Hornsent. I would not recommend doing this one because it cuts you out of some other stuff, but if you do this one, you do get Hornsent's bow and I think something else too. But we're going to go ahead and use the golden summon sign over here to assist Hornsent, and this will also get us the Swift/Ash of War when we defeat Leda. So let's go ahead and summon him and assist him. Once you have beaten Leda, you will get the Ash of War Swift/. And now we have to go ahead and defeat Messmer at the Shadowkeep. You'll find him just beyond the Site of Grace for the Dark Chamber entrance. If you don't know how to get to this location, I do have a video linked in the description down below in order to do so. And we need to go ahead and go into this room and defeat him. You're going to want to summon Hornsent to your back right as soon as you start the arena. Once Messmer is defeated, you will see that Hornsent will start speaking about all the things that he suffered for. Go ahead and rest at the Site of Grace. You should see that Hornsent will appear in front of you to the north, and you can go ahead and you can speak to him. Go ahead and exhaust all of his dialogue, and then make your way to the small private altar Site of Grace to go speak with his grandmother, mom, person that he looks after, and speak to her. She will know that Messmer is dead. She will then give you the gourmet scorpion stew item. And that is the end of the quest line for Hornsent as well as Hornsent Grandam. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.